Our final presenter for the 6th grade oratory program is Miss Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah Science, and I will be presenting an excerpt from the film Magnolia by Paul Thomas Anderson. In the New York Herald, November 26, year 1911, there is an account of the hanging of 3 men. They died for the murder of Sir Edmund William Godfrey, husband, father, pharmacist, and all-around gentleman resident of Green, Berry, Hill, London. He was murdered by 3 vagrants whose motive was simply robbery. They were identified as Joseph Green, Stanley Berry, and Daniel Hill. Green, Berry, Hill. And I would like to think this was only a matter of chance. As reported in the Reno Gazette, June of 1983, there is the story of a fire, the water it took to contain the fire, and a scuba diver named Delmer Darien, employed at the Nugget Hotel and Casino, Reno, Nevada. Engaged as a blackjack dealer, well-liked and well-regarded in a physical, recreational, and sporting sort, Delmer's true passion was for the lake. As reported by the coroner, Delmer died of a heart attack somewhere between the lake and the tree. A most curious side note is the suicide the next day of Craig Hansen, volunteer firefighter, estranged father of 4, and a poor tendency to drink. Mr. Hansen was the pilot of the plane that, quite accidentally, lifted Delmer Darien out of the water and dropped him on the fire. Added to this, Mr. Hansen's tortured life met before with Delmer Darien just 2 nights previous. The weight of the guilt and the measure of coincidence so large, Craig Hansen took his life. And I'm trying to think this was all only a matter of chance. The tale told at the 1961 Awards Dinner for the American Association of Forensic Science by Dr. Donald Harper, president of the association, began with a simple suicide attempt. 17-year-old Sidney Beringer in the city of Los Angeles on March 23, 1958. The coroner ruled that the unsuccessful suicide had suddenly become a successful homicide. To explain, the suicide was confirmed by a note in the right hip pocket of Sidney Beringer. At the same time young Sidney stood on the ledge of the 9-story building, an argument swelled 3 stories below. The neighbors heard, as they usually did, the arguing of the tenants, and it was not uncommon for them to threaten each other with a shotgun or one of the many handguns kept in the house. And when the shotgun accidentally went off, Sidney just happened to pass. Added to this, the 2 tenants turned out to be Faye and Arthur Beringer, Sidney's mother and Sidney's father. When confronted with the charge, which took some figuring out for the officers on the scene of the crime, Faye Beringer swore that she did not know the gun was loaded. A young boy who lived in the building, sometimes a visitor and friend of Sidney Beringer, said he had seen 6 days prior the loading of the shotgun. It seems that all the arguing and fighting and all of the violence was far too much for Sidney Beringer. And, knowing his mother and father's tendency to fight, he decided to do something. Sidney Beringer jumps from this 9th-floor rooftop. His parents argue 3 stories below. Her accidental shotgun blast hits Sidney in the stomach as he passes the arguing 6th-floor window. He is killed instantly, but continues to fall, only to find, 5 stories below, a safety net installed 3 days prior for a set of window washers that would have broken his fall and saved his life, if not for the hole in his stomach. So Faye Beringer was charged with the murder of her son, and Sidney Beringer noted as an accomplice in his own death. And it is in the humble opinion of this narrator that this was not just something that happens. This cannot be one of those things. This please cannot be that. And, for what I would like to say, I can't. This was not just a matter of chance. Oh, these strange things happen all the time. Thank you.